again, YouTubers. So the time is finally here for a skincare update slash review on the Obagi new Derm system that I have now been using since December. And I have, to give you a little bit of background, I have oily combination skin, and I will say that I have tried hundreds of different types of skincare, and I've had a lot of skincare that I've loved during the time that I used it, and then as always we find something new, bigger, or better. You know, it always happens and we tend to go from there. I loved Origins back in the day. I loved my Colleen Rothschild back in the day. I loved the Roden Fields while I used it. But how this all started is essentially last year I was using the Roden Fields line, and someone mentioned to me in one of my videos, they said, you know, Roden Fields is pretty expensive. It is considered over-the-counter medical grade skincare, and then there is medical grade skincare that you can only purchase at a dermatologist, a med spa, or through authorized dealers. It's kind of like a handbag, you know, like a Louis Vuitton. You're not going to go buy it online because you don't know who the seller is. You have to buy it through an authorized seller. Make sense? So they are not a product that you're going to purchase at Amazon. So keep that in mind. I would never suggest purchasing these items through somewhere like Amazon because you just don't know 100% what you're getting unless it is stated on there that is by the retailer Obagi. So there are certified sellers out there. One of them is Premier Look. That is where I purchase mine through. I can purchase mine at my med spa and at my dermatologist. Both of them sell it. Both of them had talked to me about it before. And a little background, the funny thing about it is I've known about Obagi for years and years and years. When I was in my 20s and I worked with event planning, I worked with a lot of models, and I would have some of the girls come up to me and say, I'm not gonna be able to work next week. I'm changing my skincare. And I would be like, come again? You can't work because you're changing your skincare? And I knew nothing about skincare then. Let's just be honest. Like, I had no idea. And I'd be like, what? I'd be like, whatever. And then I would ask and they would tell me it was Obagi. And I was just like, really? I was like, my dermatologist had me using regular stuff and I never thought of it. And I, you know, my dermatologist was old school. And so I was always like, what? But essentially it would be because when you start this skincare, it is so concentrated and so exfoliating that you actually start to peel and you become very red for the first week or so. So if you were considering doing something like this, please make sure that it's not right before a big event or before, you know, anything you're going to be doing that's, you know, going to have pictures or anything like that. Just be aware of that. So it's kind of funny because I had always heard about this. And so I never really thought much of it. I thought my skincare was good. And then I was using the Roden Fields. And when I was using the Roden Fields, I had someone comment on my video, and I wish I remembered who that was. And they said, if you were spending the money you were spending on Roden Fields, because Roden Fields, the essentials behind it is you start out with a kit, and that kit is around $400 if you get like the full-fledged everything kit. But then you get sent replenishment sets every so often, and they're like a couple $100s. There are a few items on their list that you can buy as an individual item, like buy another moisturizer. But if you want all of the item, like you have to, they do that auto ship thing. And you have to remember to tell them if you don't want it yet. And it's just a lot of work, I'm gonna put it honestly. So somebody said to me, they said, if you're spending that much money on the Roden Fields, why don't you try actual medical grade skincare? So I talked to the girl that does my Botox and my fillers, and I was like, what are your thoughts? And she's like, I think you should do it. I've told you for a long while you should try it. And so I thought about it. I said, let me go home and think about it some more. Went home, thought about it, and then I was talking to Brianna Stanko here on YouTube. She owns the website Premier Look, she and her husband. And I said to her, okay, tell me, like I was texting her because she and I have done collaborations before. And I said to her, I said, tell me what you think. I have normal to combination to oily skin depending on the time of year. I have sunspots. I want to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, and I want to give my skin a better skin tone. So she suggested the Obagi New Derm line. Now I bought the entire set, and I started out, normally it's $455. On her site it is $385. So I got the whole set, and that is full-size products, like full-size big bottles. It's not trial size. If you want to start it with the trial size or the travel set, it's $250 or $208 on her site. The $250 would be if you went to a med spa or a dermatologist. So the great side about Premier Look is that you literally can pick and choose items after you get that whole set when you need to replenish. Funny part about me is I always tend to run out the expensive ones at one time and the least expensive ones at another time. Like I'll run out of toner and moisturizer, and then I'll run out of like the blender and like the retinol or something at the same time, which are the more expensive ones. But their shipping is free. They get it to you. I kid you not, guys. I place my order on a Monday. I will have it by Wednesday. It comes through the mail. It is quick, it is fast, it is awesome. They are amazing at that, and it's free. So you can't beat that. And a lot of people will order through Amazon or Sephora because they get free shipping and they get it quickly. This is the same thing. Another key thing is a lot of these lines at Sephora that we all buy, and I used to use Perricone MD and all of those, they're just as expensive and you get good results. And that's my thing. I always thought, oh, I'm getting great results with my skincare. My skin looks great, it looks nice. Can I tell you, I had no idea. No idea. Because when I started this, I was like, oh my gosh. Within a month, people started commenting on it. And I'm not talking just like YouTube that like they don't see my skin in real life. I'm talking like people I know. I went for a facial. The girl that does my facials was like, what did you change? Your skin texture is amazing. I've always had like a rough texture and bumps, and like I have a breakout right here, like that time of the month breakout, there it is. But my texture was always like bumpy slightly. This stuff, guys, my skin is so smooth. Makeup application is a breeze now. It is amazing. It reduced my sunspots. It has helped with wrinkles. It has blown me away. There is no way to explain it. I'm going to go through and tell you guys the items I use, what came in the initial set, and then I have since added in 2 different items and one other item I kind of picked up to see how I would like it. The first thing is the Foaming Gel Cleanser, and it deep cleans to leave even oily skin clean and fresh. Now on the bottles you will see there is an AM and a PM. The AM is in light blue, the PM is in dark blue, and then the number 1. This is step 1. Use it in the morning and at night. Pretty easy, right? They make it pretty foolproof. The toner, which restores skin's natural pH, is step 2, and you use it morning and night. Then you use Clear, and the Clear is the skin bleaching and correcting cream with hydroquinone 4%. This is number 3, step 3. Use it AM and PM, and it does have an expiration on the back as well, which is super nice, just in case you stop using it for any reason. In the morning, I then use the Exfoderm Forte, which is the exfoliating enhancer, and you use this step number 4 in the morning, AM only. Do you see there is no writing in the PM? Now, instead of that, in the PM, what you use is the blender, which is the skin lightener and blending cream with hydroquinone 4%, step number 5 in the PM. Now, that does not mean you use step number 4 and then step number 5. It just means 4 and 5 go right after each other. This one's for morning, this one's for evening. Pretty easy. Then you use your facial moisturizer. The one I use is the Hydrate Facial Moisturizer. Pretty simple, comes in a nice pump. All of these items come in squeeze tubes. You just simply squeeze this out. I will go into a little bit more information about that in a minute. Then you use the Obagi Sun Shield Broad Spectrum SPF 50. It is matte. The original one that came in mine was white. This is a replacement one that's in a silver tube, but it is the same thing. It is matte. Key thing about all of these items, you need the smallest amount, guys. I'm talking a pea size, like the vegetable, the green little pea, tiny, tiny little. That does, and you just warm it up in your hands, and then you roll it onto your face everywhere, down your neck, and it is just amazing. Now, I started out using it for the first, I'd say 4 months just on my face. Then I started using it down my neck and onto my chest, and I should have worn a lower cut shirt today, but my chest even has always had a lot of sunspots. Now, I have freckles. It's not gonna get rid of freckles, obviously, but the sunspots are going away on my chest too. It is so awesome. I am just ecstatic, but you need the smallest amount of this. It is so easy to use. It does the best job, guys. You can use a Clarisonic with the foaming cleanser if you want to. I would not suggest that in the beginning. I only use it like once a week now for a little bit of extra exfoliation, but I do not use it on a daily basis because I don't need to anymore. These products do it for me. Now, 2 different items I did add into that is the Obagi Professional C Serum, 15%. Comes in a dropper like this. This is my second bottle, but I will say my first one, I kind of spilled it and lost a lot of it. So I only had like a half a bottle for the first one. So this is my second bottle. This is a more expensive item that you can add in. It is something that you would use after your toner and before you start these style of lotions. I actually have everything in my medicine cabinet stacked in order. That way I know and I can just grab for what I need. This is not something you have to use, and I'm trying for a couple weeks to see what my skin's like without it. But it has definitely, I think, done the best as far as my texture. So I want to see if that changes that or not. Now, the other item that I added in is from Obagi and is the tretinoin cream, the 0.05%. And this is essentially, this and a retinol, or retinol, darn, I forget which one, are pretty much the same thing. You are only going to use this at night. This is the same one that I got originally back in December. So I have been using it for 7 months. And I probably have another good 6 months out of it. Now, when you use this is every other night, and every other night, so when you're using your blender, one night you just use the blender, the next night you use a smaller dot of the blender and a dot of this together. So every other night you use this mixed together. You do not want to use this every night. Another thing that I did learn through this is when my brother's wedding was coming up, I decided to stop using the Retin-A for a couple days just to see if it would be better off for my skin, just for photos and things. So I did that for the photos just so I didn't have any peeling or anything. Funny part is that I then started to back up after a week, and the first day I had peeling in through here because this is where I have the most movement. So it's pretty funny that even just with a week off, I could see the difference that my skin built up and needed that exfoliation to really kind of remove that layer of dead skin cells, and it is awesome. The other thing that I have picked up since is the Sun Shield Broad Spectrum SPF 50 Sunscreen Lotion with a tint in the tone Warm. I picked this up to use instead of this one, and I will say it's fine, but I would stick to my regular tinted moisturizers like my CC creams and stuff like that. I prefer this matte one. I just think it does a better job on my oily combination skin. I will say after using all of these, my skin is much more balanced and my skin is now more normal. It sometimes can get a little bit oily when it's really hot out or I'm doing a lot, but overall my skin is definitely much more of the normal skin type. Now, I will say if you are purchasing this set and you are considering just one of these, go with the tretinoin. This stuff, tretinoin, why did I say tretinoin? Tretinoin. This stuff makes the difference. This is really nice, but I'm not 100% sure, and I will do an update on that. If I absolutely need that, this I absolutely need. Now keep in mind too, guys, I am 42 years old. My skin is not like it was in my 20s. If you are in your 20s or 30s, go to Brianna's page. She has so many different videos about all the different skincare. Definitely, I'm sure at some point I will change things. You know, as our skin changes, we have to change things as we get older. There are always new products out and always new things that I'm going to be giving a try, I'm sure. But I'm going to be sticking with medical grade skincare. I have so many companies still contact me and offer me to try their skincare, and I am turning them all down because I am sticking with my medical grade skincare, guys. It is phenomenal. I will never go back to something else. It is that good, guys. So if you've been spending a lot of money on your skincare and you've considered this or haven't even heard of this, trust me, trust me, trust me. Give it a try. I will also ask Brianna if she has any type of discount codes going on right now as the video is getting ready to go up. I will check with her on that. If there is, I will post it below. There are a lot of times if you sign up for her email updates, a 20% off code that they do at different holidays and things. However, those codes cannot be used on Obagi products because they already discount them as low as they can go. But you can use them on other items on their site. So just FYI on that. I was a little bit confused the first time I went to order something. I was like, why isn't the 20% off code working? And I texted her and she said, oh, it's because that stuff's already discounted. So I hope you guys found this kind of overview helpful. I've been anticipating doing this for you guys because you've asked me for so long and you've seen the difference in my skin. So I wanted to do this, but definitely give it a try, guys. Another thing, I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, my skin is very tough and very resilient. So if you are someone that has sensitive skin, start using all of this one night, give your skin off a break the next night, and so on and so forth until you build up to that. Again, make sure that you don't start this if you have a special event coming up, but definitely if you want more information, check out Brianna's page as well. She is amazing. She's my skincare goddess right now. So please let me know if you guys have any other questions and what else I am wearing. I have on my face the Lancome CC Cushion in peachy pink under the eyes, Guerlain Lingerie Depot Foundation, Sephora Perfection Mist Bronzer, Too Faced Candlelight Glow. It's the blush and highlighter mixed in together for my blush. Under my eyes is NARS Creamy Concealer, Laura Mercier Translucent Powder to set all over. On my eyes is Mary Kay Hazelnut and Spun Silk on my crease with Trish McEvoy Glamorous Gold on my lid. Anastasia Brow Wiz on my brows with Glossier Boy Brow. Kat Von D Tattoo Liquid Liner on the top. Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Mascara with Marc Jacobs Fine Liner on my waterline. Marc Jacobs Primrose on my lips with a little bit of Buxom Amber Gloss. I have on the Tulum Tassel without the tassels. A little tank top from Target that I actually love. It actually peplums out. I always forget that word too. The Bardot, this is one of my favorite summer bracelets, but I don't think we sell it anymore actually. Everything else is the same, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.